I wanted to show you guys another video with the clone trooper with space gear. I took off his space gear, as you can see back there, and what's cool is now you've got a somewhat plain clone trooper. You know, he could be a regular, ground guy, but what's cool is with the markings and stuff, he looks like he's some sort of, special team, from some sort of, special ops team of clone troopers. I think that's cool. Not that he's not cool as a space, like a space operations or something, but I just think this guy's that cool that you can use him for various number of things. So just want to show you guys what he looks like, because in my review of him I hadn't played with him enough yet and tried this out, but I also wanted to show you something that I think is really cool, which I guess everybody else probably already knows, because most people, this is my first Clone Wars clone trooper. As I've mentioned before, I only recently started collecting the Clone Wars line, as opposed to all the Saga and Legacy stuff like that, which I have tons of those, but I always held off on getting the Clone Wars stuff. So anyway, I finally started, and so thanks again to BC for giving me my first actual clone trooper of any kind from the Clone Wars. So the thing for me that was a bit of a revelation, because I love posing my figures. I play with my figures. Obviously, I'm not a mint on card collector or mint in box and stuff, and I like to play with my figures. And if you've seen any of my other videos, I do photography and stuff, and I also have the goal of eventually making stop motion videos and stuff. So articulation isn't the most important thing. Some lack of articulation can be forgiven if the figure is cool enough. Anyway, to the point, what I discovered on these clones, and I'm kind of thinking it's probably standard, because this looks like it just takes a standard clone body, so what I discovered is the wrist articulation. Whereas, here you go, I'm gonna take the Elite Core Trooper that Mr. Von Dudenstein gave me to give you an example. So, most will have, a standard swivel, both, hopefully. And that's fine enough. Look, you could get them in a nice firing pose. But these guys, not only can they rotate, I should say, but they can swivel. As you can see, this one, and here's the best part about it. A lot of figures, even when they do have this swivel, let's use another figure that Mr. Von Dudenstein gave me. When they can swivel, like this guy for example, it's the same in and out swivel on both sides. Now, I'm not the most anal person in the world, that's cool, but I am a bit of a gun person. I'm into guns myself, and so it's cool to be able to recreate as much as possible realism even in these toys. So what's cool about this is not only does it have the in and out swivel, but it's got, I don't know what you call this, I guess a back. See, whereas the left wrist can swivel in and out, the right wrist, so that you can shoulder or hold a gun more properly, can swivel back and forth. Now let me show you what a difference it makes. So you've got the Elite Core Trooper right here. So that looks alright, right? But you should, you're not aiming. This is kind of like how they fire guns in 1980s movies. You're supposed to be able to hold it to your shoulder and look down the sights and stuff, and you can't do that 100% with this, but you can get pretty close. See, there's a difference it makes right there. So Let's get him to hold this. And bam. So what do you think about that? You know, it's a little closer. It's still not perfect, but the angle, look at that. So that for me is a huge plus. You know, I mean, you know, I'm fine for the guys that don't have it, but there's an example of the difference it makes, and you know how much more realistic it looks, you know, holding it like that. So I hope you can see this okay, but you know, makes it a little more realistic. That was from his angle, kinda. Darth Maul. Destroy our droids. Oh girl, I'm not gonna shoot you. You know, so yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys. You know, like I said, most of you guys probably already know that. What's cool too is, you know, then you can get them, you know, you pose the legs right too. You get them in a really tactical pose, you know. Something like that. Let's raise this up a little more. You know, kind of like SWAT team. You know, I like to kind of replicate real world, you know, tactics and stuff. Drop your weapons! Yeah, so, I don't know. That's just me. I think that's really cool, and you know, maybe you didn't know about it, and now you do. You're welcome. Anyway, so thanks again to BC for this figure. Really opened my eyes. The only bad thing about it is I only have the one, and I haven't found any more of these guys yet. So here's hoping. But thanks a lot again, BC. Thanks again to Giovanni, Mr. Von Dudenstein, hooking it up with all these, well, this is a separate video, but yeah, in case you haven't seen the previous one, all the Halo figures and the Punisher figure and this guy. So, alright, well, thanks for watching.